So the way I've got this set up is I have one computer for typically I have a Pro Tools computer that sometimes I'll use just to play back Pro Tools sessions that are I usually won't use the Pro Tools computer unless it's a stem kind of thing. And I actually had something last week that was pretty complex, but and it's great because the Pro Tools, if they mix it on Pro Tools, they can just open it up and we can work from that. And then I have another a PC that I use one program to play back, and then I have another program to capture. So, but in between the playback and the capture, I've got two sound cards. The program that plays it back will play it back, and then it comes out here, and then it goes to the analog stuff if I want to use analog. And it goes back in digital, and then goes to the program that's going to capture it, it's going to record it. But in between that path, when it's digital someplace, I have a third computer that I have things routed to just to be able to use plugins so that I can capture it basically live, just as if it was another box here. So, because for a long time I would use any plugins I use, I'd use virtual, and I'd use them on the captured session, and I'd have a limiter plugin open or something, or an EQ plugin. But I found being able to sort of commit and make a decision, and also occasionally if you have a lot of plugins on some of these systems, there sometimes is like a memory problem. They won't always open like from the last time that you had it. It'll crash or get weird. So to take DSP off of the computer that captures, and also to go ahead and make the decision, I've got a program where I run the any plug-in suppressor or the Oxford limiter or some EQs that I use, or any other digital processing that's of a plug-in nature, gets routed through just the plug-in computer. So here's the playback. This is the playback screen, and I'm playing back here. And then this is the program that I'm capturing in. So this is where I'm recording to. And then this is the computer that's the processing computer. So, see, I've got a limiter here. And I've got it set just for, I'm actually not using any input gain, so I'm not really doing technically any limiting, but I'm using the harmonic thing that they call enhance. So you can hear, like, this is the enhance on, whatever, 44%, and you probably won't be able to hear it on the camera, but you can hear in here just the before and after. Never know when it'll come around. Come home, babe. Bring down. It sounds like it's almost a couple of dB. And whatever it's doing harmonically to kind of fill in the spots, I find on a lot of material is it's not just a side effect that you can live with. Sometimes it's really desirable. Sometimes I might not even need the level, and I might pull the level down, but just use the enhance just for harmonic richness, especially maybe like an all Pro Tools mix that was like digital its whole life, and it was kind of thin. And then occasionally I'll use I won't want the harmonic generation at all, and I'll completely turn that off, and I'll just use it as a straight limiter. It does that really well. I've found that you really kind of have to be careful with certain program material, things like pianos, because it will audibly crunch if you don't have it set right. And a lot of times that has to do with things like the release and definitely the attack. They kind of give you this little pre-process section, which is great. If it's a heavy rock tune, you're probably not going to hear any crunch, so you can get away with a really slow attack. It's almost just like a little compressor before. But if it's pretty clean, and you're going to have more than a couple of dB of limiting, you can't set this slow, or else you'll really hear it kind of crunch out. But yeah, it's like any other. You just play with it until you find some stuff that works. But I think it's really extremely usable. And then sometimes maybe just a combination of just a hair of limiting, like maybe a dB of that, and maybe just like 8 or 10% of this, and then you kind kind of have the best of both worlds, because once you engage the enhance function, that actually kind of acts as a safety limiter, won't let it go over 0 most of the time.